What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching UnrealEntGaming, and we're watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super, God of Destruction Goku. God of Destruction Rino versus Goku Rematch. Goku, discovers Rino's weakness. So, alright, it's the rematch, and I feel like it's almost over. I don't know. It's almost over. Goku ain't go on Ultra Instinct, so I don't know if Rino can handle Ultra Instinct. We'll see. And let's get into it. Vulnerability revealed.
As our story now continues following the events of Gohan's initial battle against Universe 13's God of Destruction Rino, with both Goku and Whis having to check up and making sure that Gohan was okay, it was only as Goku was now being shown having to do so where Goku then went on to respond, "Oh, just hang in there, Gohan, okay? Everything is going to be alright, so no matter what happens, just don't check out on me now, son. Hey, Whis, is there any way that you can help heal Gohan while I go and deal with Lord Rino down there?" With Whis now responding, "Of course, but you'd better hurry and go now before Lord Rino loses his patience in waiting. Oh, and Goku, for the sake of remembering your training from before, whatever happens, I would advise for you to hold off on using your Ultra Instinct against him until you've discovered a weak point prior to using it," Whis continues. "And once you do is when the time will call for you to exploit this weakness and use it," with Goku now responding, "I understand. And so now you've done it. How could you call yourself a god of destruction and yet treat others, even your own, as mere expendables? It's just wrong, but you don't care because this fixation that you have on besting Lord Beerus by any means is the only thing that seems to matter to you. Well, if you're so desperately craving for a challenge, then I'll be more than happy to answer that call and give it to you, Lord Rino," to which, as Goku was now shown making his way on down, was when Beerus went on to then chime in, "Hey, and just what was that all about just now, Whis? I heard what you said to the Saiyan, and so what are you doing? Why not just have Goku use Ultra Instinct and be done with him?" With Whis then responding, "No, you'll see, my lord, and although the situation itself may seem dire at first, I have no doubt that Goku will discover the opening that he needs and utilize his Ultra Instinct when the time is right and take
Goku.
Lord Rino down for good. Lord Rino's arrogance has been proven to blind him in battle before, remember?" To which, as Goku was now shown making his way down onto the stage, was when Rino then went on to respond, "Oh, the joy. Well, this ought to be quick, and I hope you also know that what I just did to your puny little son is only but a taste of what I'm going to do to you, Saiyan. Now, are you ready to lose to me again? So hurry it up and come at me so that way I may break you in half again and move on into crushing your pathetic excuse for a god of destruction up there, Goku. And for your sake, I hope that you are able to do a lot better than how your son did out there against me, or you're finished."
So we're talking a lot of shit.
"Oh, Blue again? I sure do hope that you know what you're doing by instructing for that idiot to use his blue form instead of having to use his Ultra Instinct down there, Whis. Because if he doesn't, then he's done for, and you know it, just like it was on my planet yesterday," Beerus went on to then shout, as Whis went on to then respond, "And you will see, Lord Beerus, but if anything, I'm starting to wonder if either of you were able to pick up on something that Rino was exhibiting during his battle with Gohan, because, well, if you haven't, then you will certainly see it here now with Goku. You know, I will say this much about you, mortal, and though I can't seem to figure out on if whether or not you're extremely brave or rather extremely stupid, but, well, to willingly want to fight me again," Rino continues, "after seeing firsthand on what I did to you on Beerus's planet, makes me want to go and question your overall sanity. But either way, I don't care much about you to even want to know," Rino continues, "because I just want to smash you into the dirt and be done with you mortals already." With Goku then responding, "Well, you may have gotten the better of me on Lord Beerus's planet yesterday, but today will be a very different day, especially since I now have a much better understanding on the way you fight," Goku says. "Your pride as a god of destruction makes you actually believe that you're invincible, but I'm about to show you on why that couldn't be further from the truth, Destroyer. Now let's go!" To which, upon Goku Goku now being shown dashing directly towards Rino was when Beerus then went on to quickly chime in. Oh, I don't like this, Whis. He'd better stay sharp out there and win because I am in no mood to be fighting this nut job anyway. To which only then upon the moment of contact as Rino was then shown having to attempt to strike Goku with Goku now being shown teleporting was when Rino then went on to chime in. An evasive counter. How very cheeky of you to go and try to use that against me, mortal. But if you honestly think that this is going to be what saves you against me in the long run, then you are much dumber than I gave you credit for, little man. You know that you can't win no matter what it is that you try and do, so why don't you just give up already and stand down, Saiyan?
You talk a lot of shit.
Only makes the hunt that much more thrilling, and I promise that our conclusion will be a devastating one for you, Saiyan. So tell me, Whis, do you think that there's any way that Goku can pull this off and win without having to use Ultra Instinct? Because from where I'm standing, that seems to be his only hope against the God of Destruction, as ruthless as Rino, Beerus says, with Whis then quickly responding, well, truthfully, I don't think that Goku expects to actually beat Lord Rino by using Super Saiyan Blue, but I do expect for Goku to make Lord Rino believe that this is Goku's full power, when in reality, he is simply saving it for once he finds a weakness that he can exploit, to which as Rino was now shown finally having to grab onto Goku is when Rino then quickly went on to respond, you are starting to annoy me with all of these antics of yours, Saiyan, and your so-called instincts are laughable. How you were ever able to convince yourself of being worthy enough of rivaling a destroyer like myself is baffling. And so you might have Beerus fooled, Rino continues, but you aren't fooling me, Saiyan. You should be grateful that I'm using you as a warm-up before getting to your God of Destruction rather than just ending you right here, right now, mortal. Was this supposed to be what your Ultra Instinct power was capable of, Rino continues? Because this so-called Ultra power of yours doesn't seem very Ultra now, is it? Which even then, despite with Rino being shown having to slam Goku's body across the stage over and over again by latching onto his leg, was when Beerus then went on to chime in, well, if that's the case, then Goku better hurry and try to find one and fast, because if this continues to go on, then Rino will just flatten the Saiyan until he's either dead or broken in half, Beerus continues, and so he'd better act fast, with Whis now being shown having to heal Gohan by then responding, well, Goku may seem eager to use Ultra Instinct now, but it's vital that he remains in his Super Saiyan Blue form for now, Whis continues. His energy conservation in this form will allow for him to continuously assess Rino's weaknesses, which is key to winning. Rino's power is vast, but he may not have the stamina that's needed in order to maintain this level of intensity, with Beerus then chiming in, wait a minute, just hold on there, and what exactly do you mean by what you just said, Whis? With Whis responding, well, do you recall the many times how during our training I would always emphasize on the importance of observing and adapting to your opponent during battle? Well, this is a perfect demonstration, to which as Gohan was now shown sitting up and fully being healed was when Whis then went on to continue, Goku's Super Saiyan Blue form possesses enough power and speed to evaluate Rino's battle techniques, Whis continues, and by sticking to this form prior to using his Ultra Instinct, Goku can easily assess and exploit any vulnerabilities that Rino might unknowingly exhibit while making Rino think that he's in control. Then it's likely that you've already seen this weakness for yourself already, now haven't you, Whis? Beerus then questions. Well, from what I can see, if this continues to go the way it does, then, well, it would only further confirm my suspicions, to which as Rino was now shown throwing Goku across the stage was when Rino then went on to respond, actually, come to think of it, I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would, but now I kind of wish that I threw you just a tad bit harder. And so now get up and fight back, mortal. I am going to squeeze as much out of you that I possibly can before I toss your corpse into the fire. Oh man, he's strong, Goku then went on to say to himself. Maybe even much stronger than Lord Beerus, but each time that he attempted to attack me just now, I noticed that he took a split second longer to regain his posture before he then attempted to attack me again. It's very faint, Goku continues, but I can sense a slight dip in his movements as well. And those breaths he's taking appear to also be a little heavy. Right, so could that be it? Is his stamina not as infinite as his power seems to be? There's something that he isn't showing me, and so why is he breathing so hard after only a few exchanges? Of course, that has to be it, Goku continues. He's is powerful, but it looks like it's starting to slowly take a toll on him, since he wasn't shown breathing like this when we first battled on Lord Beerus's planet. And so I'll have to be patient and see what I can do to get him to confirm this. And so because if I don't take this moment to try and figure him out, then he's likely going to finish me. You know, I never once said that fighting you was going to be easy, let alone winning. Goku went on to address Rino by telling him, but I just want you to know that I'm not going to stop trying until something drastically changes between us, Lord Rino. And although I understand that your issues are with Lord Beerus, I'm starting to wonder on whether or not you really are everything that you say you are, so let's find out. To which, as Goku was now shown using instant transmission by blasting Rino from all sides, was when Gohan then went on to quickly respond, hey, thank you for healing me out there, Whis. I owe you one for that, but I'm kind of with Lord Beerus on this one because, well, if what you said about Dad's ability to try and exploit Lord Rino's weakness is true, then what exactly is Lord Rino's weakness? With Whis responding, well, isn't it a tad bit obvious, Gohan? I want you and Lord Beerus to try and look a little closer, with Rino then having to chime in, now I see what you're trying to pull here, Saiyan, and I can tell by exhibiting the sudden change in your fighting pattern that you're up to something. Well, whatever it is that you're plotting will not work. To which all of a sudden now from out of nowhere, the moment Rino was from that point then shown having to use one of his vice shouts in creating a barrier to stop Goku's attacks, was when Beerus went on to quickly chime in, oh, this is just ridiculous, that damn vice shout of his. Oh, well, at least now I can remember on how loud this bastard can be when he tries to push back, with Goku then having to shout, oh man, is he loud? I feel like my head's about to explode. He's making my ears ring like crazy and I can't focus on him. Ah, there you are, Rino went on to then quickly respond by dashing towards Goku. You're making this far too easy for me. As seconds later, within that very moment, with Rino now shown having to punch Goku in the stomach by dashing right into him, was when Beerus went on to then chime in, oh, come on now, Goku! Damn it, this wasn't supposed to be a repeat of what took place before. Mortals like you, Goku, are like candles, Rino went on to then continue. You burn bright in battle, but eventually burn out, whereas we gods, on the other hand, are similar to that of eternal stars, Saiyan, vast and unyielding, so recognize your place in the hierarchy of the gods and quit now, with Gohan then having to respond, oh, come on now, Dad. Don't let him break your spirit, especially not now. Are you sure about this, Whis? If my dad is forced to just hold back without him having to use Ultra Instinct, then, well, it's like I said, Whis went on to then quickly cut in. Though the situation may appear to be dire for Goku, do not doubt his ability to figure things out as every battle that he had found himself in previously unfolded. So just watch. To which, as Rino was now shown kneeing Goku in the stomach, was when Rino then went on to continue, there's a poetic beauty in our battle, Goku. The unmatched power of a god of destruction against whatever the hell your power is supposed to be. But with each passing moment, I can hear the wear and tear on your fragile body as I can feel your bones beginning to crack under the weight of my supreme power. It's music to my ears, Rino continues. The sound of a mortal spirit being tested and broken against a god. You and I and those who are just like you can never be equals. And now that you are reminded of your place, what do you say we start to wrap things up here, so that way I may go on to break your sorry excuse for a god of destruction? To which, within that very moment, as Goku is now able to see one of Rino's knees coming right for him, was when Goku then went on to say to himself, no, I can't let him hit me with that, or I've got to hurry and take my chances. Oh, there, right now, Goku says, to which, as Goku is now shown kicking off and having to break free, was when Gohan then went on to chime in, all right, he was somehow able to find a way to break free from Rino's grasp, but my only regret was not having the strength to finish the fight myself. And when fighting this guy, I never felt more hopeless than when I did. Well, then if you wish to avoid that from ever happening to you again, Beerus responds, then you should go and focus more on your training. To which, as Goku is now attempting to charge up for his Kamehameha, it was only just from out of nowhere, before Goku even had the opportunity to fire his attack, where Rino was then shown having to dash on towards Goku by then responding, oh no you don't, mortal. I'll make sure that you don't repeat the same attacks as your son had made. You'll need to try and do much better than that if you hope to stand a chance against me, with Beerus then quickly chiming in. You've got to honestly be kidding me here, and just how in the world— Wait, hold on, could this be what you were talking about, Whis? It's his breathing. It appears to be far heavier than I'd normally expect to see come from a destroyer, and so I've never seen him tire out this quickly, with Gohan then chiming in. Hey, wait, I'm starting to see it now too. It's almost like Dad is looking to see if he can tire Lord Rino down, but can that even be done? And especially since Lord Rino looks to be the one who is in complete control of this battle, with Whis then responding, well, I'm surprised that it took you both this long to see what was going on, but yes. And while Lord Rino's power is formidable, a recently resurrected god of destruction might have lingering vulnerabilities, which was exactly why I wanted for Goku to hold off before having to use his Ultra Instinct, so that way he could go as far as to see if he could find anything that might become of use to him towards the latter half of their ferocious battle. And as powerful as Lord Rino is, Whis continues, it doesn't look like he was able to fully adjust himself accordingly since being revived, which can also explain as to why it looks like he's getting more and more winded the longer this goes. And what's even more is that it also looks as though he is rapidly burning through his energy supply, and if Lord Rino continues to do this, well then Lord Rino's very own might is what may become his unfortunate downfall by the end of this. But a lot can change throughout the course of a single battle, and so let's just
this nigga didn't get no reps in before he came up in here.
If he simply wasn't focused enough to see what was already in front of him, with Rino then having to be shown slamming Goku's body down by then responding, you're such a weak little man, mortal, and just as it was on Beerus's home planet yesterday, you lost to me yet again, mortal, with Gohan then chiming in, now I understand exactly what Dad was trying to do, Whis. By holding back, not only is my father conserving his strength for when he absolutely needs it, but he's also gathering crucial insights about Lord Rino's fighting pattern in order to see what could best work in beating him. Oh yes, but will Rino catch on before Goku is even able to capitalize on his weak points that would give him the win is the question, Beerus responds, as Rino then went on to chime in.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Did you truly expect for me to believe that a mere Saiyan, someone of your lineage, could have honestly achieved this state that even gods of destruction had struggled to achieve? It's laughable. All this talk about being the first mortal to ever reach such a level, yet all I see is a delusional fool. And let's just say if you do possess such a power, then why hesitate, Rino then went on to question. Why even bother to fight me by using a lower level if you truly have achieved and have the power of Ultra Instinct? Unless, of course, you're lying, Saiyan.
That nigga ain't lying.
Saiyan who supposedly surpassed the gods, yet there you lied before me, just like every other mortal who came before you. And just because you had once found yourself on the opposite ends of waging war with Beerus, doesn't automatically mean that I am anything like he is in battle, Rino continues. But you mortals were a good enough warm-up for me before reaching your god of destruction, and so now it's time to put you out of your misery once and for all, since you were never truly my main target in all of this anyways.
Oh,
shit. It was only to the sudden shock of Rino as he was from there shown having to see Goku stand back up was when Goku then went on to respond, you know, come to think of it, based on what it was that you just said, I take it that me and Gohan were the first ones to actually fight you since you've been brought back along with your universe, is that right? Which means that you truly never had the chance to actually fight or train with anyone prior to returning, right, Lord Rino? Yeah, and so what about it? Rino then went on to question. I never needed to do such a thing when I already remembered my position among the cosmos as being one of the strongest gods of destruction to exist. And so now what's your point here, mortal? With Goku then responding, then if that's true and you never truly took the time to prepare for Lord Beerus and had only assumed that things were going to be the same just as you remembered them being before you were erased and now brought back to life, then you've already lost and you don't even realize it yet, Lord Rino. And from what I've seen, you're also shown struggling to balance out your power, which means that your body and your mind still haven't fully adjusted to being brought back. Now has it? With Rino then questioning, what did you just say to me, Saiyan? No one dares to speak to me with such disrespect and lives to talk about it. And what's this strange energy energy that I'm sensing coming from you, with Goku then having to wipe his mouth by them responding, then Whis was right, and I can now start to see exactly what your weakness is. You're way too extreme, and times have changed since the days when you and Lord Beerus had battled for the title of being called the strongest god, and since I now understand on how I need to go about this if I want to win, then allow for me to now show you the ultimate power that goes far beyond the gods. The ultimate power of Ultra Instinct, Lord Rino, to which it was only right then and there now during that moment, with the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen gods of destruction, the Universe 13 Saga manga chapter number 9 special, then comes.
Damn, that was good. Alright, my boy back on Ultra Instinct gets that big mother of behemoth bitch Reno. So we're gonna see what happens next. This is a good story, man. I can't wait till he get into I know he's doing a little, I think he like doing like little mini series of these stories real quick, just getting them through, and that's cool. So these stories cool, man. Yeah. If you like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.